Hello, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13, and today I got Brittany's 2024 Kia K5. This is her new one, her second one. We transferred the headlights over from the old one, but today we got to do some fun new stuff on the interior, and this is the first time I've done one of these interior ambient lighting kits. My big concern with these kits is since they're so DIY friendly that they would not come out very well, so what I really wanted to make sure on these was that the installation would be of my caliber. So you can see the little thing that's hidden inside of there. Every single one of these, basically, I took apart the panels and actually used my Dremel tool to cut away material so it didn't actually spread the panels apart as much. I've seen where everybody else just kind of like jams them in there and rams them in there, and I think it creates a bunch of gaps and it doesn't look good. So I think this install came out really nice. Now, some of the things I don't really like, of course, they don't get to come to the very end because that's where the wiring comes out. Here's one of the rear doors. You can see that that gap does continue on through, but it isn't nearly as noticeable as the other setups that I've seen. So the thing about these things is they photograph and they video extremely well when they're on, but what I'm mostly concerned about is what they look like when they're off. Here we are on the front right door. It should be noted that these things are two-dimensionally flat, so what happens is when the door curves out like this, I just had to make it the best of the situation, so it bows out a little bit in the middle of the curve and then dies into the end right there. But again, overall, unless you're like really super looking for it, this thing is super hidden in there and it looks quite nice, so I'm very pleased. The hardest one that I did was the largest one, which is the entire dash piece right here. So I had to take out all of the dash and grind down this plastic so there would be a bit of an edge and a bevel that I could put that in. You can see it took this hard bend surprisingly well, and then when we come around here, here's the other thing that I'm not super in love with, but because this is a two-dimensional curve, again, it's hidden a little bit in there and it comes out a little proud right here. You'd have to really be picky in order to care about stuff like that, but of course I am really picky. And then it continues on through down to there. And then another little thing that makes me a little bit sad and disappointed is that we came up about 3 inches shy from completely finishing all the way out there. But once you see it's on, it's really not that big a deal because there's just so much of it going on everywhere all at once. Now this could be installed on constant power, but this is on switched ignition. So when I push the power button and start the car, then you will see that it actually does a startup animation. And I'm just gonna stand right here so you can see one door panel and the dash trim pieces. And then it ends going back to the last used mode. And this just happens to be the last mode that it was on, which is the cyan and yellow, very slow chase going on right now. Now I'd like to mention that underneath the dash here, I installed just right over there. You can barely see it, but there is a little button that you can push right here and that will change the mode. So I'm pushing the button right now. We've got that nice little rainbow mode. Push the button again. We've got that one. Push the button like that. So it doesn't have to be used with an app on your phone. You can just keep pushing the button, and if you press and hold the button, it will turn it off. And then you press the button again and it will turn it on. So that's a pretty nice feature for something like this, so that you don't always have to have an app on your phone out. But the app on our phone is certainly a lot cooler as far as quickly changing and getting exactly what you want. So if you do a single color like that, you can just pick the solid color that you want. That one's pretty self-explanatory. If we go to the style mode, and then there's a whole bunch of thing on basic, there's actually 47 different basic modes. Of course, this is like the rainbowy one, so this is what's most popular. As you can see, it just comes all the way around, and those parts that I was complaining about earlier, you just don't even notice. It just doesn't look bad anymore. It just flows oh so perfectly. And this is how we're looking on the driver door here. I'm gonna jump into the back seat here and look down the center of the center console, and now there's this whole section called curtain, and curtain's real fun because using the pixel count you can actually set where the center is on this dash. So you can see that I set it right to the middle of that climate control, and so right now this is on white open, and so everything's just going the same orientation, going away from the center of the car, and that's kind of cool. Of course, there's options for every different color and open or close. So here is green close, and as you can see, everything is closing that direction. Hey, check that out. In another category, we've got, you know, this cool thing, and it's beautiful. All right, so I think this is pretty much the point. There's a billion different options that we can do on this thing. And the strips are installed at a caliber that makes me comfortable. So that is the installation. I don't know how much more you need to see from me, but this is gorgeous. I'm super pleased with it. I've been hesitant to do one of these dash kit installs because it was a lot more labor than most people say that it's gonna be. Because most people just ram it in there, but if I get to install it my way, then I would totally love to keep doing these for people. So with that being said, pricing and product information for this particular build will be in the video description. So if you are interested in having some super cool ambient lighting setup in your car, by all means hit me up. All build inquiries must be submitted via the form on my website, and the link to my website will be in the video description as well. All right, it is a late night. This has been a lot of fun, but a lot of work. So this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.